great aspect for you. Great aspect. Okay? Something that has to do with expanding your horizons. Okay? Now, let's see here. We also have the moon square Chiron and Saturn again. Okay? And then also sextiling Uranus. Okay? So these two are moving very slowly since this is retrograde, and Chiron moves very slowly anyway. So this square is just keeps going for quite some time. So the moon, first came in and hit the square over here, then it comes and hits the square over there, and then later in the week it's going to hit the square over here, okay? So there's some kind of emphasis on your work and your daily habits that you want to expand your horizons on, okay? The moon then comes in and sextiles Uranus, which is your partnership zone and your expansion zone. Maybe you're working with a partner to expand your horizons with these habits, okay? This is also work, health routines, what have you, okay? Okay, Monday the 10th, moon trines Neptune, 28 degrees. That's a nice aspect. Can be very lackadaisical, but very daydreamy. Coming up with ideas. Or just relaxing. Okay. You might be relaxing with your children. Something. Okay, and then the moon moves into Leo and makes an opposition to Pluto and a trine to Venus. Sorry. Again, excuse my voice. Okay, Leo is your career zone, career reputation, and Aquarius is your home zone. Okay, and it's coming in to oppose your ruling planet Pluto. Something might be going on with your career, especially with all this emphasis on work and expanding your horizons. You might be thinking about changing careers, or maybe working from home, maybe to so you can see your children more. It's not for everybody. Okay, I'm just throwing out scenarios here. Okay, and then again, your work. Okay, and then we have Mercury coming in and squaring Uranus at 23 degrees. Again, home, partnerships. Yeah. There's just so much, there's just a focal point of just other people, dealing with other people. Okay. Then we have the moon coming in to sextile Jupiter. Again, Leo, Capricorn, and Gemini is your 8th house. Okay. So, taking out a loan to expand your career or your reputation, something to do with your career and your 8th house. Okay, other people's money, again, sex, death, transformation, intimacy. Then we go into Tuesday through Wednesday. We have the sun coming in to square Uranus, and then the moon coming in to square Uranus and then oppose the sun, which is, of course, is a full moon. 24 degrees Leo is the full moon. Okay, we still have the Mercury in conjunction with the sun, and we're squaring Uranus here in Taurus. A lot of fixed energy here. I can't emphasize that enough. We have, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo are all the fixed signs. Okay, we have your ruler of Pluto in Aquarius, Leo's ruler, the sun, in Aquarius, squaring Uranus in Taurus, which is Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. Okay, so much emphasis on fixed sign energy. For you, it has to do with the moon is your career, in your family, your home and family, and your partnerships. Yeah, so much emphasis on that, and the fact that Pluto already got hit by the moon before it came in to have this full moon. Okay, if you have any natal planets at around 24 degrees, those will get hit the hardest with the full moon. Okay, so something to do with your career in this whole axis here. Okay, we've already gone into Uranus and the Great Awakener with your partnerships. And then we have not a mutual reception, but the sun being in Aquarius puts a lot of focus on your home sector, your home and family. And then we have Mercury joining them, which rules Virgo and Gemini. Gemini, again, a lot of emphasis on your 8th house. Okay, and then Virgo is your friendship sector, your dreams, hopes, and wishes. Okay, so that happens on the 12th. Anything within 24 degrees. Yeah, I mean that hits you one of the hardest because you're a fixed sign as well. Fixed signs are all about making decisions, okay, and sticking with them. That's why, I'm an Aquarius. I'm a fixed sign. I'm called stubborn all the time. But you know why? It's because I take all the information that I have at my disposal and I make a decision from that. Now, if you bring in more information, I might change my mind. Give it to me, right? But it's about making a decision and standing firm in your decision, And a lot of people might call that stubborn, but you're going to make some sort of decision here about your career, your home and family, and your partnerships. Okay? Okay. And of course, that is on Wednesday the 12th. Then the moon moves into Virgo. Now, between this 24 degrees and the 11 degrees square of Gemini, or Jupiter, excuse me, there's going to be a little bit of a reprieve of between 24 and 11 degrees. So that is 17 degrees of where the moon is not being influenced. Okay, it's just going to be the moon. It's not making any aspects to any other planets. It's called being void of course. So the moon just gets to be the moon. So you can just kind of sit in your feelings and not have anything else not like this full moon isn't going to, so you can go from the full moon of whatever happens here and you're able to reflect on it, okay? And not have any other influences, okay? You're able to just reflect on it. And then the moon comes in and makes a square to Jupiter in Gemini, which again is your 8th house, okay? So Virgo is your 11th house of friendships, dreams, hopes, wishes. Anything that you hope to bring to fruition someday, okay? It could be a childhood dream. It could be something that you thought of, last week, honestly. But it usually has to do with a little more long-term dreams, okay? So with it squaring Jupiter and Gemini, your 8th house, maybe you might be thinking about taking out a loan to fulfill a wish that you have had for a long time. Okay. The 14th, Friday, is Valentine's Day. The moon sextiles Mars in Cancer. Okay. And that is at 17 degrees. Then it opposes Saturn at 18 degrees. Okay, and then it trines Uranus at 23 degrees. So everything that was, you have this big old opposition here, and then the moon comes in and makes these sextiles, and trines, and kind of brings the energy down to a little more more calm level, okay? Let's see, on top of that, we also have Mercury going into Pisces. Now, Mercury does not like being in Pisces. It's at its detriment. So I brought this up to the other signs as well. Like, we have so many planets that are in their detriment right now. The Sun is detriment in Aquarius. Mercury is detriment in Pisces. Venus is detriment in Aquarius. In Aries, and Jupiter is detriment in Gemini, and then Uranus is at its fall in Taurus, and Mars is at its fall in Cancer. So you have all of these planets that are just like, I don't want to be here. It's I find it kind of funny, but later this year we are actually going to have a whole lot of planets change their positions too. So but when the time comes, I'll talk about that as well. Okay, but back to Mercury and Pisces. Mercury rules Gemini, which is your 8th house of your 8th house of debts and taxes, okay? And then sex, death, transformation, your ruler, okay? And then, of course, Virgo rules Pisces as well. Mercury rules Virgo as well. Mercury is all about facts and figures and logic, okay? Early learning, okay? As to where Pisces is all, again, it's the great dissolver. So Mercury doesn't want to be dissolved, and Pisces doesn't want to have straight edges. So there are two ways that this, either Mercury can overtake Pisces or Pisces can overtake Mercury, right? So it just depends on your circumstances. And also, any aspects that are being made to Mercury at this time as well can also influence that as well, okay? So there might be a day of not having any clarity and absolute confusion, and then the next day there might be some aspect made to Mercury to where it'll bring clarity, right? So just to give you a heads up on there, it could bring confusion and it could bring clarity to Pisces, okay? Now, Pisces, again, is your 5th house of children, the creating baby sector, children, creativity, and romance, okay? So it could bring confusion to that sector, and it could bring clarity to that sector, okay? Now, we do have, when it goes in, we will have a semi-sextile to your ruling planet of Pluto. So semi-sextiles are, they're like sextiles, but without as much energy. It's kind of like you bumping shoulders with someone, right? As to where like a sextile is like you're sitting in a circle singing Kumbaya. That's the way that I like to represent sextiles. So a semi-sextile is kind of like you're standing right beside the person and you're bumping shoulders, and they could help you out, but you could also be annoyed about, like, stop touching me. It doesn't bring exactly the same energy, okay? But it is to your ruling planet, so. Okay. Also on the 14th, we have Moon trining Uranus. Okay, again, partnership sector, friendship sector. Okay. You might form a partnership with a friend, maybe go into business with them, or it could also be a romantic partnership with all of this stuff going on in Pisces as well. Okay, so then we have the Saturday the 15th, we have Moon opposing Neptune. Now, I've warned all the other signs about this, okay? The opposition and squares to Neptune from the Moon can bring out the negative side of Neptune. We've already talked about this with the square. Okay, So Virgo is your friendship sector, Pisces is your romance sector, and of course dreams, hopes, wishes, and children and creativity. With the moon, opposing Neptune, it could bring out that escapism again. It also is aligning with these karmic nodes. It's possible for you to form some kind of karmic tie by doing something that maybe isn't great. You might be under the influence. Anybody's, not yours, but anybody can have like this escapism when the moon aspects Neptune like that, okay? But with it forming along the lunar nodes as well is very karmic, okay? So this is the weekend of Valentine's Day in the U.S. So I just want to warn you, just be safe, okay? Whatever you're doing, be safe, all right? Okay. Then the moon moves into Libra, which is your 12th house, where it trines your ruling planet Pluto and opposes Venus in Aries. Okay, again, home and family and daily habits. Again, like when you're talking about this axis, okay, this is your 12th house of subconscious, of things that you keep hidden from the world, and also things that might be hidden from you as well. Things that happen in your childhood that you form these habits that directly correlate to the habits that you have in the 3D world. Okay, this is your 5D world, this is your 3D world. Okay, so you might be doing a lot of especially with the moon trining your ruling planet there, Pluto, the great transformer. Just in case you didn't know that was what Pluto was called, it's dubbed the great transformer, okay? So you have, yeah. We've already kind of went over this, so I'm not trying to repeat myself, but subconscious is what forms your habits, your daily habits, okay? But if you bring awareness to it, okay, it's possible to change those habits, okay? But you can't change anything unless you're actually aware of it, right? So this is the time for transformation, Scorpio. Okay, and then the moon trines Jupiter, subconscious, 8th house. And then it goes on to square Mars at 17 degrees and oppose Chiron at 20 degrees. Chiron finally moved a whole degree. It's now at 20 degrees, if you can believe it. Again, 6th house of habits, okay? You're trying to heal your daily habits here with the wounded healer in there, okay? And then transform your home and family. And Cancer is your expansion zone, expanding your horizons, is expanding your knowledge of these things, okay? So that you can make a better informed decision, right? And stick to it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. That ends on the 16th, Sunday the 16th of February, okay? I have been telling people, if you could put in the comments like where you're from, I would really love to know like where these videos are reaching, who's seeing them. I think that would be fun. I also do many other healing modalities if you want to check out my website. Of course, astrology and tarot as well. Until then, if you would like to like, subscribe, comment, what have you, if you want to see what's going on next week, okay? And I promise I will try my darndest to get out next week, okay? Before next week, all right? But until then, Scorpio, I hope you have a great week, okay? Bye.